Hello, guys! Welcome to the world according to Lonza. I am Andrew Lonza. It's good to have you here tonight, and we are going to be discussing the good old question of whether cinema, movies, film should be only for the purpose of entertainment only, or should it have some other meaning like world views, social injustice, political stuff. And I'm just going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to be sounding like I'm rambling, but it's just it's really hard to do these first videos because there's so much you want to say in like a short space. So what got me thinking about these videos is I noticed that on the side of entertainment value, especially in 2020, that escapism was a very, very, very welcoming thing in cinema. Like King Kong vs. Godzilla made so much money, and that goes to show you people were ready for some escapism, just some stupid monsters or some cool monsters. Go King Kong, go King or go Godzilla, just fighting, having a good old time. The Fast and Furious movies make a lot of money. The Avengers movies make a lot of money. The Disney films make a lot of money. But regularly you see the narrative that the Oscar films or the award-winning films, the Hollywood elite films, people say, which I don't agree with, and I'll make that for a different video, suck, or they're not good, or they're horrible films and they're boring. And you say, who cares about the Academy Award or about the Academy Awards? I care about the Academy Awards. And the reason I like the Academy Awards is because I think celebrating cinema in its purest forms is a good thing. And I don't blame I can't blame what the people say their opinions are. I mean, I know it's not the most popular opinion, unless you seem to be left wing, which I guess is why I don't mind it. I mean, I'm left wing, I guess, or liberal-ish, Hollywood liberal. That's what you hear a lot. But I really like the Academy Awards. I like the Academy Awards since I was little. I remember, my mom would turn them on, and you see like a speech from Jack Nicholson or Tom Hanks when he won for Forrest Gump, or when Adrian Brody kissed Halle Bailey, and all those wonderful moments. I have always watched the Academy Awards. I watched them with Anne Hathaway and James Franco, and I thought that was a good show, and I thought last year's was a good show, and I'm pretty biased. I mean, if you get my facts straight, there's a small minority group of people that still like them, because I know the ratings have been pretty low. I just hope they survive, because I think they're great, and I think we'll be missing, I will be missing them if people just fade out completely. I don't mind if we have a funny Ricky Gervais kind of host, or Bill Maher, or anything like that. But point is, biggest point to the people that think films should just be for escapism, I want to prove that films have always, since the beginning of time, had politics in them. That's maybe why you see some politics with the speeches, because I know that's what turns a lot of people off. It doesn't turn me off. I mean, I can watch Joaquin Phoenix speech all day long. Love it. Don't agree with all of it. Agree with some of it. Like it. But anyways, I think we have to realize that it's okay to have both. Films are an important part of society in the art world. I'm not saying they're as important as firefighters or policemen or soldiers or nurses or anything like that, or people that work tough jobs. I think that's the narrative. Those people are heroes. But I'm just saying we need to just relax with some of this negativity that's going on online, because we want to think that everything's evolving around wokeness or cancel culture or whatever. But remember, those things have existed for a long time too, and just how you deal with them is an approach. So my suggestion for people is to have a good, well-round circle of films that you enjoy or are willing to watch. I have tons of movies that are just entertainment value. And I'll just go from the history of film, because I like to go from the history of forward. I mean, I have the Marx Brothers, and that's just, people will say, that's good old wholesome entertainment. But from the 1920s, or from the beginning of cinema, there's always been controversy. Art has always had controversy. Leonardo da Vinci has controversy. Shakespeare has controversy. Shakespeare, a lot of people probably didn't like his stuff either. So, one of the first films that I think had the most controversy, and for rightfully so, and if you're a film student, you probably are forced to watch this. It's like 4 hours long. And had one of the biggest impacts in society, maybe in a negative light, or not maybe, probably so, but it shouldn't be erased. But it shouldn't be unnecessarily praised, or you can I used to think it was I took it for the totally wrong way, like a great achievement in film when I first saw it. And then Spike Lee, who's a filmmaker who is very political and has good points that a lot of people agree with, and maybe some people don't agree with, wanted to criticize, but thought it was important that people watch The Birth of a Nation. As we know, with the Black Lives Matter movement and other things that are going on in society, this film still has an impact today. With W.D. Griffin, it was filmed in Griffin Park in LA. You can drive down. If you're in where you're from, I'm in Bakersfield. I can go 2 hours and see with the location, so just imagine where it's from. And it glorified the Klansman, and it was it did horrible. It has horrible scenes with African Americans, and I mean it's brilliantly. I think it's shot wonderful, and for the time, and it was the first movie shown in the White House with Wilson. So, but I mean, people are still talking about it, and if it wasn't political, if it didn't have its controversial points, people wouldn't be talking about it. I don't know if we learned too much from it, but my point is, and I guess I'm saying that a lot. I shouldn't say that all the time. From the same era, a few years later, we also had movies like Safety Last and The Kid. And here The Kid is a great film from 1921. I would recommend people who want to start watching cinema from the silent era, I love silent films, by the way, that they watch this, because it has Charlie Chaplin in it, who he's controversial, another controversial artist, and some people don't see it, but controversy to say the least. But it's a very, very moving film. He directed it and starred in it. It's about fatherhood. He's taking care of this little orphan child, and he's doing the best he can. And it has lots of funny gags and humor in it. It's mentioned in Quentin Tarantino's movie too. They were talking about it in Glorious Bastards, and The Gold Rush. And then when you watch this movie, The Big Parade, war, in my opinion, all war, politics. The lazy, the lazy aristocrat person. We always talk about aristocrats have been always, the rich get away with not going to war, and we send the kids to war, and the poor people to war, the minority people to war, the poor people went to war and had to fight the battles for the big rich white people, white privilege. So you can see all these issues that we talk about in this movie, even though it's a anti-war film. Anything anti-war was political. Anything with anti-war is political, in my opinion. And it might be wrong. Maybe anti-war isn't political, but maybe we should all. War. There's some wars people thought we should fight, but anything anti-war is political, in my opinion. First best picture, Wings. Entertaining moments, funny moments. He's like drinking champagne in Paris. Fall in love with a beautiful woman. A love story, a friendship story, beautiful dog fights. So if you like Star Wars, you should watch this. I need to get going with this. If you would like Star Wars, you should watch this, because you might see some TIE fighter shots that George Lucas watched. And I would own this movie because it's the first Academy Award film. And I do own all the Academy Award films. I'm just going to get it off on my chest. I buy or watch or seen all the Academy Award movies every year. And I'm not ashamed of that. It doesn't seem like the thing that most people like to do. Or I think the community of... I like that it's a community of Oscar lovers out there, a small community of Oscar lovers, even now, that like to celebrate that ceremony. So, I rambled. Okay. But, maybe not okay. But the point is, entertainment, you need both. And messages and narratives and good story making are what I think belong in cinema. And some movies are more political than others, and some movies are just pure escapism, and some movies have that mixed. But movies just for entertainment, and movies just for political or different emotions are all good. It's all good. So wherever you go to the movies, whatever your reason is for watching the film or going to the movies, we just have to agree to disagree and enjoy or agree on different things, and so we just go to the movies. That's the basic thing. Get any experience sometimes is a good experience, unless it's a truly horrible experience. If it's really, really bad. But now let's go to. Now I want to talk about this year's best picture nominations at the 93 Academy Awards, which are tomorrow. And then I'm going to give you a quick review. I haven't seen all of them yet, and I want to tonight, so I'll get finish this video and post it on YouTube, and you guys can say, what's this crazy man talking about? Sound of Metal, really good, positive. It's sad. It had to deal with a person's loss of hearing. And he's a metal drummer, like Korn, Slipknot, Deftones, that kind of stuff. Metallica, heavy metal. But he loses his hearing, and it's about him asking the question that lost cinema asked: what's my purpose in life after this tragedy? Can I go on with? How do I adjust to being deaf? Anyways, I don't want to get too many spoilers, but really good acting. I think it's yeah. The next film is called Manic, and I like this one too. I like a lot more movies. I can't be a critic because I like more than I dislike. I mean, there's only a handful of movies I really dislike. Manic. I thought Manic was good because I love any movie that has that's about Hollywood, and I loved the Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio movie with Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I love La La Land. Hence, movie that almost won Academy Award but didn't win Academy Award. I thought it should have won. Actually, liked it better than the movie that won. But Manic, about Herman Mankiewicz. He's the guy who wrote Citizen Kane, alcoholic. Typical story. They hear a lot of artists having a little bit of a drinking problem. This guy had way much of a drinking problem, but he was a brilliant person, and he wrote Citizen Kane. He didn't want any credit for it, and then he did want credit. He wanted credit for it. Blah 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 blah. Watch Manic, black and white, David Fincher film from the director of Gone Girl, Fight Club, breakthrough, brilliant movie about chaos and anything. Anyways, the second movie, please forgive me because I can't pronounce it. That I saw the third movie that I saw was Minority, about a Korean family that came, immigrants that came from Korea to live a life in Arkansas, and it's produced by Brad Pitt. It's very well shot. I don't give really good analysis, but I'm doing my best. I know I'm not John Campea here. I'm not like anybody else that's been on YouTube for a long time. But I'm trying. This is my first real opinion video. So, thank you for staying with me. I think it was good. A little slow. I mean, that's a basic thing when people don't know. When people's biggest criticism of movies are that they're kind of boring. They're a little artistic. Sometimes a little slow. Like, come on, let's get to the point. But very well. It's in English and it's in subtitles. And I don't want to give away too many spoiler alerts. So, for what I would think a small group of people that will want to watch these films, I hope you check them out because they're really, really good. Because I hope the small group of people eventually becomes a bigger group of people. That's why I'm trying to make these videos all positive. My videos are positive. Okay, next movie on the list. Promising Young Woman. Haven't seen it yet. Seems intense. I love Carey Morgan. Carey Morgan. She's dating married to one of the guys from Mumford & Sons. And she's in her biggest role. She played opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in The Great Gatsby, which I just read the book, by the way. Again, aristocrats. So we live in the aristocrat world. That's what we complain about, or people we complain about them on, or I don't complain about them, but a lot of people complain about them. The rich, the really, really billionaire rich. But anyways, Promising Young Woman. Haven't seen it. Want to see it? Gonna watch it tonight. Judas and the Black Messiah. Haven't seen it. Want to see it? Need to see it soon. It's very much. I think it's gonna be a Black Klansman type deal. Very very social issues. Very Black Lives Matters stuff. Very, that's the narrative. I mean, I know that some people don't like that, but it is what it is. I think it's good. I think it's good that we had that in cinema. And another one, The Trial of the Chicago 7. Trial of the Chicago 7, Netflix film. Sacha Baron Cohen, he looks excellent in it. I need to get to watching that one too because I still haven't seen it. I want to there's some movies I really want to rewatch already. And No Man's Land I saw a few weeks ago. So I only seen 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 out of 7. If I'm missing any, I'm sorry to the nominations. But No Man's Land, this very slow, interesting movie about people living on their own. I wonder if it's anti-corporate stuff. There's like some Amazon stuff in it. Very well acted. The actress's name is Frances McDormand. She's brilliant in everything. She's kind of like the softball version of Meryl Streep. I don't know if that makes sense, but like that's like Meryl Streep's like all Tier 1 Tom Brady. Frances McDormand would be just below that. Still good, but I mean she's great, but I don't think she's the best of all time, but she's good. So those are what I'm looking forward to watching Academy Awards tomorrow. I will have my nice shirt on. I like to dress up. I always wanted to have a party, but I always thought that the majority of my friends just wouldn't be interested, or if they were, they're just Or I know my mom wanted to have a party. I always watched the Oscars with my mom, and my sister would sometimes text me, and some of my friends would text me, and they were to say, "Do you see that? Do you see Joaquin Phoenix's speech?" I love Joaquin Phoenix's speech, by the way. I didn't agree with everything. I'm a meat eater. I'm not a vegetarian, but I don't like to hunt. I would never go hunting. So what the point is, we can all disagree on the point of cinema. The majority of people right now are, because truthfully, Bill Moore had a point that the most of the movies are kind of Debbie Downers, kind of sad, and in a world where we had lots of sadness, escapism seems to be the way to go. But I think the timing's wrong. Bad timing for some of these Oscar films. I mean, Soul was the most joyful. That looks the most positive. Although Sound of Metal was pretty, I thought it was had a pretty happy ending. And I hope a solid chunk of people watch the Academy Awards tomorrow. But I have always watched it, and I'm going to continue to watch it. I think I said that at the beginning of the video, but it is what it is. I hope you guys have a good night, and talk to you soon.